I like Michigan to win at home. I think John Navarre leads them to a victory.
This season finds Michigan flirting with their fortunes. Their performance equal parts pleasing as well as teasing. Their talents breathtaking as well as heartbreaking. But in this last Saturday in October, the Wolverines find themselves undaunted and undefeated in conference play. Iowa is next. Overcast skies here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. We are at the Big House for a huge matchup in the Big Ten. A couple of teams riding 4-game winning streaks. Number 14, Iowa, and number 8, Michigan. Let's take a look at the standings in conference play. Iowa, Ohio State, and Michigan all undefeated, but a win today for the Hawkeyes, and they may have a leg up on the Rose Bowl with a very favorable schedule ahead. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Jones, along with Bob Davie here on homecoming weekend for the Michigan Wolverines. Bob, over the last 4 years, Kirk Ferentz, the head coach of Iowa, perhaps the greatest turnaround job in all of college football. Today, a signature game against Michigan, and play the drive here for Iowa. Here's the jailbreak screen again, and C.J. Jones has room. And no one between him and the end zone. Touchdown. 39 yards for the score. The Hawkeyes lead. Canadian has made 15 consecutive this year. Make that 16 straight. That one coming from 19 yards out. Iowa very proficient at punt return coverage as well. Curry standing right near midfield. The snap dropped, and the Wolverines are going to have first and goal at the 3. Tyrese Butler recovering the ball. There's a look at what Iowa has done with the lead this year. They have not held on to leads that well. Sean Sanderson now, the offset back out of the offset eye. The
Mack truck in the backfield, 280-pound Sanderson.
They run over his way, and Perry scores. The 15th career rushing touchdown, and they miss the extra point. That has been more the norm than the exception this year for Michigan place kickers. Let's go downstairs to Holly.
I'm with you. Go ahead.
Coach, it's very similarly eerie to what happened last year right before the half with the problems on the punt. How do you keep your team from deflating?
But, you know, we had terrible field position the whole first half. And I think the good news is we're a better team than we were a year ago. We're not going to let that get us down. We got 30 minutes to go.
How do you establish the running game in the second half?
That's going to be tough. Both teams are having a hard time running the ball. You have two good defenses out there. We'll take what they give us. And, you know, we just got to be aggressive, keep attacking.
Thanks very much, Coach.
All right, Holly, it's 10-6 at halftime. Number 14, Iowa against number 8, Michigan. Coming up at the half, it's the Nivea for Men halftime report. Reese Davis. Gotta love homecoming, don't you?
But nail this field goal.
Out of the hole to John Navarre. And guess what? He knocks it through from 40 yards. And that cheer is as much a cheer of relief and a release of frustration for their place-kicking problems. Adam Finley knocks it through, and Michigan is within 1 when we come back.
Never know when momentum's going to come your way or who's going to provide the momentum. Who would have thought Adam Finley would give Michigan momentum here in the second half?
Bradley with a low line drive spiral. Comes down at the 25 to Curry. He fumbles it. And Boylan recovers it for the Hawkeyes. Bob Sanders made the hit on the play, and Scott Boylan recovered it. And now Iowa gets great field position off a Michigan turnover. Alice Clark in motion. Second and goal. The slant. Touchdown, Jones. No doubt about that one. He beat LeSueur on the pattern. They give it to Lewis. They run the same play. Lewis on the zone play. Cuts it back. Jermel Lewis makes it 1st and 10. First down and goal for Brad Banks in the offense. They give it to Jermel Lewis. Touchdown Hawkeyes. He got it done. Third down and 6.
Once again, in their dime package, a lot of man-to-man coverage out of this.
LeVar under heat, and he's sacked back at the 18 by Howard Hodges. The second sack of the afternoon for the Hawkeye defense, who last week came up with 6. 3rd and 11. A little shovel pass to Lewis. Gets a great block from Jones. Touchdown, Iowa. Well, they don't want to call it a comeback. They're not thinking about comebacks. They're still executing.
Mark, Iowa again in man-to-man coverage underneath. But can Michigan beat the man-to-man coverage? Not if they can't protect.
And once again, Howard Hodges comes up with the sack.
One thing about these Iowa fans, and you look in this stadium right now, they're not going anywhere. They drove a long way to get here, and they are going to enjoy every second of this now.
Well, we ran into a bunch of them back at our hotel last night, and they were in a very festive mood, and the party could continue right after this. His last miss was in the bowl game last year.
I don't think it's possible to jinx him.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Whoa, I was holding my breath right there. Great job by the holder, Bradley, getting that ball down on the tee.
Herb Ferentz 4 years ago started off 1-10. After that, they went 3-9. Last year, 7-5, including a bowl berth. Now they will sit at 7-1.
This is a difficult, disappointing loss for Michigan.
Little Gatorade shower for Kirk Ferentz, and I think he made a note of who got him on that one. He writing it down. The final score, 34-9. Number 14 Iowa defeating number 8 Michigan. Their first win in 8 tries against the Wolverines. Next week they return back home to Iowa City. And should Iowa see Ohio State lose against Penn State, they would have the lead in the conference. Coming up next, College Game Day scoreboard presented by Acura. 34-9 the final score. This is a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Bob Davey and Holly Rowe, I'm Mark Jones. Now let's go back to Reese.